As you settle into your space, you might notice a sense of calm gently emerging, like the quiet whisper of a breeze brushing through the trees. And perhaps as you breathe, each inhale brings a sense of connection, and each exhale releases a little more of that need for separation. Isn't it interesting how the mind begins to shift as it listens? Now, as you allow these words to guide you, imagine for a moment stepping into a peaceful room. There's a mirror in front of you. As you approach, you might notice your reflection is smiling back. And yet something in it that smiles feels connected to everything around you. You're not alone, even in this quiet moment, because the reflection is more than just an image. It's a reminder of the ties that you hold to the world. And as you look deeply into that reflection, imagine that it whispers to you. It's safe to connect. It's safe to share. It's safe to trust. And as you hear these words, notice how they resonate in your chest, like a warm ripple spreading outward. You can let that feeling expand, because each time you connect with this, you're building bridges where walls once stood. You can feel this change now or later, or perhaps even both at once, as your subconscious chooses the perfect time to let these empowering beliefs take root. And isn't it curious, how as you let go of judgment, you discover curiosity. As you release control, you find empowerment. As you move past fear, you uncover strength, because you know deep inside that connection doesn't weaken you, it completes you. Feel that connection now, like a gentle thread weaving through your mind, your heart, your spirit. See the faces of those who care for you. Hear their laughter, their words of kindness, and let this experience anchor in your being, so you can draw upon it whenever you need. What if trusting someone today meant freedom tomorrow? What if letting go of judgment was the key to understanding? What if sharing your story helped someone else to heal? Now step forward into a moment in the future where you've embraced these beliefs. Notice how light you feel, how free. From this perspective, look back at the person you were and thank them for beginning this journey today. Each time you breathe deeply, every moment of reflection strengthens these empowering truths within you. And when you return to the present, you carry with you a deeper connection, a brighter outlook, a new sense of belonging, ready to flow effortlessly into your life. So take a moment now and let yourself drift into a place where change is not only possible, it's inevitable. Picture yourself at the edge of a vast forest. Each tree is a symbol of a belief. Some trees are strong, rooted in truth, offering shade and support. Others are brittle, their roots tangled in fear and misunderstanding. And today, you'll begin the most exciting journey. A journey of pruning what no longer serves and nurturing the forest of your mind into something beautiful, vibrant and alive. So close your eyes if you haven't already, and imagine standing at the threshold of a winding path. A whispering wind stirs the leaves around you, as if the universe itself is saying it's time. Time to step forward, not alone, but with the strength of every lesson you've ever learned, every connection you've ever cherished, every hope that's ever warmed your heart. And as you take that first step, isn't it fascinating how the air feels lighter? Each step feels as though a weight has lifted, a burden you carried, perhaps for years, perhaps unknowingly, begins to fade. And you realize this path isn't about leaving behind who you were. It's about discovering who you were meant to be. Imagine now a locked chest buried deep within you. For so long it held fears, the fear of connection, the fear of vulnerability, the fear of trusting others. But in your mind you find a golden key, shimmering with possibility. And as you turn the key, the lock clips open. And inside you find a light so radiant, so warm. It begins to dissolve those fears, one by one, like morning mist under the rising sun. Feel that warmth now, spreading from your chest, outward, filling every corner of your being. With every breath, the light grows stronger, brighter, until it becomes impossible to hold on to the old fears. Instead, there's only room for connection, trust and joy. Now step outside yourself for a moment. Imagine seeing yourself through the eyes of someone who loves you, a parent, a friend, a partner, and notice how they see your potential, your beauty, your strength. Can you feel the admiration in their gaze, the pride they take in who you are? And isn't it curious how from this perspective you can begin to appreciate yourself in the same way, to see the worthiness that's always been there? Now, let's shift. Step forward in time. Imagine yourself a year from now, having embraced these new beliefs. Picture the version of you that feels free, alive, deeply connected to others. And notice how this future self looks back at you today with gratitude. Thank you, they whisper. Thank you for daring to begin. And as you stand there at this crossroads of past and future, you begin to feel new truths taking root. Let them sink deeply now, as if they've always been a part of you, growing stronger with each breath. Connection is strength. Sharing your heart is the key to deeper love and understanding. Diversity isn't a wall. It bridges to richer experiences. Trust isn't a risk. It's the foundation of every meaningful relationship. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's freedom. And each time you hear these truths, they resonate more deeply, as if your mind and heart are working together to weave them into the very fabric of who you are. You can allow these truths to take hold now, or perhaps they'll bloom later, like seeds planted in fertile soil, growing stronger with every experience of connection, every moment of trust. And isn't it reassuring that whether the change happens now or later, it's already happening? That's right. Picture this, you're standing on a vast, sunlit plain, and in front of you is a great chasm, a divide that once represented separation. But as you watch, a bridge begins to form. It's made of memories, of laughter, of moments of courage and trust. And as the bridge solidifies, you take a step onto it, feeling the strength beneath your feet, knowing it will carry you where you need to go. And you might begin to wonder, what if connection isn't dangerous, but healing? What if vulnerability doesn't break you, but makes you stronger? What if by letting go of control, you gain the freedom to truly live? And as these thoughts ripple through your mind, they create new pathways, new ways of seeing, new ways of being. Feel the truth of these new beliefs now, as they've been etched into your soul. You're not separate. You're part of a tapestry, a web of life that's richer, more vibrant, because you are in it. Every connection you make, every hand you hold, every story you share, strengthens that web and brings it to life. And you'll bring this feeling with you, the knowledge that you're never alone, that you're always supported, that every step you take, it's a step towards deeper connection and greater joy. Isn't it interesting how the body knows how to let go of what it no longer needs, like a tree releasing old leaves in autumn? You can feel negativity gently falling away, drifting down, leaving you lighter, freer. Imagine now a quiet stream flowing through your mind, washing away the old patterns of resistance and separation, carrying them far, far away. And as they drift downstream, notice how the air feels clearer, fresher. You're already creating space for something new, something powerful. Now as you let yourself relax even more, imagine holding a crystal ball in your hands. In that crystal ball, you see a flicker of any specific negativity tied to the past. Those moments when it seemed easier to judge than to accept, to fear than to trust. Notice how small that flicker is compared to the vastness of the light around it. With a deep breath, watch as the flicker dissolves, melting into the brilliance of the light, leaving behind only clarity, only peace. And you might find yourself wondering how much lighter you feel, having released that burden entirely. And with every breath you take, Notice how the space left behind begins to fill, not randomly, but purposefully. Picture a golden tapestry being woven within you. Each thread a new belief that strengthens who you are. One thread reminds you of the beauty in diversity, weaving connection where there was once separation. Another thread glows with trust, binding you to the idea that sharing your heart isn't a risk, but a gift. And feel these threads coming together, creating a pattern so strong, so radiant, you begin to wear it effortlessly like a second skin. And isn't it curious how these old voices in your mind, the ones that once whispered fear or doubt, can now change their tone, their message. Picture those voices, if you will, standing before a grand mirror. As they gaze into it, they begin to transform. A voice of judgment shifts into one of curiosity. What can I learn here? A voice of fear evolves into one of courage. What can I embrace today? And as these voices find their new tone, their new message, you discover they now speak to you with kindness, encouragement, and trust in every word. Imagine for a moment walking through a garden. Scattered here, there are weeds, patterns of thought and behaviour that no longer serve you. With each step, you gently pluck them out, their roots coming free so easily. And as you remove them, notice how the garden transforms. Vibrant flowers blooming where weeds once grew. Their colours brighter, their fragrance sweeter. This is your garden now, a place of growth, a place of beauty, a place where negativity simply cannot thrive. As you continue to tend to the inner garden, notice how seeds of positivity are already taking root. Seeds of calm under pressure, seeds of grounded confidence. Feel how they grow steady and strong, fed by the rich soil of acceptance and trust. You don't need to force it. Growth happens naturally, easily, just as flowers turn towards the sun. And every time you revisit this place, you find it even more alive, even more radiant than before. Now imagine holding a powerful lens in your hands. Through the lens, every ounce of negativity that you encounter from others begins to shift. Judgment becomes understanding. Resistance becomes curiosity. With a simple shift of perspective, you now have the gift of turning shadow into light. And the more you practice this, the more natural it feels, like breathing, like smiling. Each moment of connection becomes an opportunity to bring positivity into the world. Picture now a great oak tree standing tall in a storm. Its roots run deep. Its branches sway but never break. You are that oak tree, calm, grounded, unshakable. Feel the strength in your core, the steadiness in your heart, the clarity in your mind. As you carry this strength within you, notice how it transforms every conversation, every interaction. People are drawn to your calm, inspired by your presence. You are the anchor in the storm. And now imagine conversations as a dance. Each word, each pause, a step that creates rhythm and flow. You find yourself instinctively knowing when to step forward, when to pause, when to change the rhythm entirely. Your words become an art form, a melody, naturally guiding others towards understanding and connection. Feels easy, doesn't it? As though you've always known this dance. And isn't it incredible how emotions like joy, curiosity and trust can become the compass that guides you? Imagine wearing glasses that tint the world with optimism and possibility. With every step forward, you see the world not as it was, but as it can be, filled with connection, growth, and endless potential. This is your vision now, your truth. And now imagine standing at the very beginning of your life. You're holding a book, and in that book, there are all the beliefs and the lessons that will shape your journey. As you turn the pages, you notice these new empowering beliefs written there in bold, radiant ink. Connection is strength. Trust is freedom. Diversity is beauty. You smile knowing these truths will guide every step of your path. And as you project this vision forward, see your life unfolding, each moment brighter, each relationship deeper, each dream closer. Imagine living as your greatest heroes, your most inspiring mentors. With every interaction, you embody their wisdom, their courage, their kindness. And the more you act as they would, the more you become who you were always meant to be. Now let all of this settle deeply into your mind and heart. These beliefs, they're no longer something that you're trying to adopt. They're simply who you are. And as you carry them with you, they'll continue to grow, to strengthen, to guide you effortlessly through every moment of your life.